Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Today, Kathy Pike, our Animal Control Officer, is going to show you 8 dogs we have available for adoption. And this one here is Becca, who is just the most adorable, sweet-natured dog in the world. So she's going to show you 8 dogs that we have available for adoption. We usually don't have this many dogs here at the shelter. So if you have any questions about any of them, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We're happy to answer any of those questions and see if we can make a good match for you and your family.
Our first guest today here is Miss Becca. Becca's about 1 year old is what we've estimated her as. And we think she might be kind of a Mastiff Alaskan Husky mix. Not really sure. She's adorable though. Little Becca here came in as a stray, so we didn't know much about her in the beginning other than that she's super sweet. She's been pretty laid back. She knows sit, and she walks really good on a leash. Unfortunately, when she did go to the vet to be spayed, we had her heartworm tested, which is a blood draw, and we found out that she is heartworm positive. So although thankfully it appears to be a mild case that she'll have, she does have to be under treatment for 4 months for this, which means low activity and different medications for the next 4 months, looking out to about February. We're hopeful that that treatment will work and she'll be cleared of it and a very happy, healthy dog come February. So right now she is taking up residency in my office so that she has a restricted and monitored, hey ma'am, area, because with the heartworm treatment, that is something that is needed. Is not a whole lot of activity. Thankfully, Miss Becca is a very calm, sweet, affectionate girl, and that part has not been a problem at all. She really does love her treats, though. She's a very good, sweet girl. She's a little nervous at times, though, when first meeting people and new situations, but with a confident owner, she would do great. She can be a bit dog selective, and I think that's just kind of that nervousness and not being probably socialized with other dogs. We have not tested her with cats, so we don't know how she would do with that or not, but we can do that if the perfect home is looking for her and does have a cat. She is available for adoption with the ongoing treatment that would be necessary for her. So if you're interested in Becca, fill out an application. And our next guests today are going to be Magnolia and Lavender. These two ladies are about 1 year old is what we're estimating them as. They do appear to be litter mates. They did come from a puppy mill over in Ogden, and we transferred them in from the Boone Area Humane Society to help them. If you guys had heard the story about the almost 100 dogs that had to be taken in through the Boone Area Humane Society as well as the Animal Rescue League of Iowa, we took these two and helped them. They've been groomed, they've been spayed and fully vetted. They're very sweet girls. They just need some time and understanding that they have not been well socialized. They were left in a kennel together and possibly with other siblings too. They are very bonded with each other. They do well when they stay together. Magnolia tends to get a little bit of anxiety when she is away from her sister, which is common with litter mates who spend a lot of time together and past their puppy stages too. So these girls are unfortunately not fully housebroken yet. They do need consistent trips outside, and even then sometimes unfortunately still have some accidents, but they're still trying to figure out what life is as a companion for a human. And to get that socializing and love. They've done great though while they've been here. Our awesome volunteers have spent time with them in the kennels in the beginning just to get them used to being around us and interacting and accepting of those pets. And then now getting them outside into the yard and accepting the leash and walking on them. They still will need some work, but they're doing great. They want to get attention. They want to do well by people. They just haven't had the opportunity to show that or understand what is expected out of them to be able to do. So it's hard with one that way. And we understand with having two might be a little bit harder, but they're definitely worth it in the end. These girls are super sweet and they want to have a loving home together. And they're just going to need maybe a little bit more of that understanding and work than the average dog. But these doodle girls, like I said, are very sweet. To come from a puppy mill area, lots of dogs. They've been doing so great here, and our awesome volunteers have been doing great working with them too. So if you're looking for a pair of oodle doodles, we're not really sure. We're pretty sure they're golden doodles, but they also could be, labradoodles too. But they're oodles, and they're cute, and they're very sweet. So if you're interested in adopting a pair of doodles, these are your girls, Lavender and Magnolia. Our next guest here is Nile. This little boy is about 1 year and 4 months is what we have him estimated at. So about 1.5 years old. This is just a happy little doggy. He was adopted and came back to us. The individuals that had him just said he was a little bit too much high energy for them. He has done good with other dogs. We haven't tested him with cats based on his energy. He may or may not do good depending on the cat's personality. Sometimes high energy dogs are a bit much for some cats, but if there was a home that was interested in him that had a cat, of course, we would have him tested just to be sure. But nothing seems to upset this little dude. He's pretty happy a lot of the time. He's up for walks. He likes to play. He's very affectionate. He'll hang out. Sit. No, we're working on it. He did it earlier, but likes his treats. He's well-mannered. Just a cute little dude that's looking for his forever home. He would probably do okay with some kids based on that high energy. But he definitely has a lot of puppy attributes to him, even though he is about 1.5 years old. So he will dig. He does still kind of chew on some things. So he does need to be monitored and not left alone with things that he could dig or chew on. And then, once again, just that high energy. So a way to burn it off. So if you like to go for walks and don't mind having somebody join you, and he would probably do well with having a companion dog, having another brother or sister to hang out with to kind of burn that energy off with too when you're not available to go for those walks and to maybe keep him out of trouble. So from that chewing and digging. But otherwise, this here is little boy Niles. This here is Token. This boy here, we believe, is a Border Collie mix. He's about 1 year old. He is a bit high energy, kind of a normal Border Collie, but a very sweet boy. This dog came to us as an owner surrender after an individual was no longer able to take care of him. Unfortunately, the situation that he was in has allowed for him to need a bit more socializing, as well as some basic obedience work. He's a very good boy. He just doesn't have some manners. So he has some little bit of nipping that he does when he's playing because he's used to playing with another dog. He lived with a dog and he lived with a cat, a couple cats. And so playing with people is something kind of new to him. So he does need a little bit of work with him mouthing your hands. He doesn't try to do it maliciously or anything, but it can be scary for some people, especially kids. So we say no kids in the home based on the energy and just kind of that little bit of that mouthing behavior that he does. But he's a good boy. So Token here would make a great probably run-in buddy, somebody that maybe one day if you're looking at doing with the basic obedience and stuff, even agility, Border Collies are really good for doing agility or different obedience type classes and stuff. He just really wants somebody to be his buddy and his friend. And like I said, he has lived with another dog and he did live with some cats. It's just children that would probably be not a good fit. So if you're interested in Token, here he is. And our next guest here is Papa Murphy. We're estimating him at probably about 4 years old due to the gingivitis that's on his teeth, but we don't know a whole lot about him. We gave him the name Papa Murphy. He came to us after his previous owner was evicted and left him behind in a kennel. But he's a very sweet boy, shows positive interest in the other dogs here, although we have not done a formal introduction with other dogs. It does look like it would probably be promising. He is a good boy, has lots of energy though, and does like to talk a lot.
lot when he's in the kennel to try to get attention. So a home in an apartment or townhome would probably be not be a good fit for him. But if you would like a cuddle bug and somebody who would go for walks with you and up for play and just hanging out, Papa Murphy's your boy.
Our next guest here is Waylon. This big boy here is about 1.5 years old. We believe he's a hound shepherd type mix. He is a very sweet boy. He was adopted from us as a puppy and then was recently returned due to the individual not being able to care for him anymore. He's still working on kind of some potty training just because he developed some inconsistency in being able to get outside, spent a lot of time in a kennel. But he is super sweet. He does good with other dogs, kids, and even cats. He did live with them too. So he's a very good boy. He does have some energy. He would be a great running partner or going for long walks and stuff. He's pretty good on the leash right now. He's kind of pulling because he's just checking everything else up out here. Does like his treats, doesn't catch him very well, but does want to be obedient. All dogs could always use some good basic obedience when first adopted, just to kind of establish that bond between owner and dog. He's about 1.5 years old. He loves to play, especially fetch. So if you got a good throwing arm and like to throw that ball, he's willing to go catch it for you. So if you're interested in just a good overall companion buddy to go places with you, it's Waylon. Our next guest here is Jax. This boy here is about 2 years age. He is a very sweet, very big boy. As you can see, he is a Great Dane. He's about 120 pounds right now. He needs some more weight put on him. As you can kind of see, he's a little on the skinny side. Unfortunately, the home that he came from struggled with being able to properly take care of him. And so we're still trying to work up some of that weight for him. So he's not quite yet available for adoption. We are accepting applications on him though, but we want to get a little bit more weight on him before he goes to his forever home. Very calm-natured. He knows sit, although sometimes doesn't always do it because he's a big boy and knows that sometimes, or thinks he sometimes doesn't have to always listen. But he's a very good guy. He did live with other cats, a couple other cats and another dog. He is working on house training. He does a pretty good job, but the consistent visits outside are a must, just because he was kind of left inside of an apartment kind of to his own demise. So consistent access to food, as always, and water, and those visits outside will really help him thrive in a home. But otherwise, he's just looking for somebody to go for walks with and cuddle with and give him lots of treats. So this here is Jax.
Well, that's our show, and Becca is just ripping my heart apart that, she has heartworm and she's going to be here with us a long time. Oh, darn. Really happy that she's such a beautiful, sweet dog who wants to go take a break right now. But I want to thank Kathy for doing an amazing show and showing us so many animals. It's not easy to show animals when they're available for adoption. There's so much energy. Dogs moving around, trying to get them coordinated, trying to get them take the treats, trying to sit down, it's just a real difficult process. So I want to thank Kathy for her efforts in doing that today. If you're interested in any of these dogs, please give us a call at the Ames Animal Shelter. Our phone number is 515-239-5530. If you are interested in meeting any of the dogs, we want to make sure you fill out an application first. That application can be found on our website at amesanimalshelter.org. And if you have any questions, just give us a call. We'll be happy to help you through that adoption process. Thank you for watching.